Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Rio Grande University, where we are here for the Bevo Francis Classic here today and tomorrow in Newt Oliver Arena. Chris Kidd with you, Josh Bauman, our engineer, here for our first contest of 4 today as West Virginia Tech University, the Golden Bears, set to take on the Blue Raiders of Lindsey Wilson College. And again, this Lindsey Wilson club comes in here incredibly strong on the season, 8-0 in the Mid-South Conference throughout this season and dominating throughout their current streak, winning their last contest 99-65, while West Virginia University, or West Virginia Tech University, comes in here sporting a 3-2 record on the season, as their last contest was a win over Bethel, Tennessee, 77-62. And again, these two teams set to do battle here early on this afternoon, with a girls game coming up at 2 o'clock. Then we'll take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back around 5 o'clock with Rio Grande and the girls and boys contest coming your way later on this afternoon and evening on Video Productions. Well, right now we're going to step aside for a quick break and be back right after this, as you are watching the Bevo Francis Classic with us right here on Video Productions. Back here at Rio Grande University for the Bevo Francis Classic. Chris Kidd here with you, as West Virginia Tech being coached by George Wilmore in his 3rd season at West Virginia Tech. Overall a 33-28 record he sports coming in as head coach of the Golden Bears. On the other side, Chris Starks in his 4th year at Lindsey Wilson. Overall record of 50-66, but again, with this recruiting class and the development they've had coming in this season, Lindsey Wilson College is becoming a force in the Mid-South Conference. West Virginia Tech playing out of the RSC East club, taking on St. Mary of the Woods College. That'll be a matchup of a 6-0 club from Lindsey Wilson and 5-1 out of St. Mary of the Woods College. So again, that matchup coming up at approximately 2 p.m. today here on Video Productions. And as we said, Rio Grande will be in contest later on tonight, the host of this tournament here from Newt Oliver Arena here in Ohio, as both teams now getting set to be introduced down on the floors. Lindsey Wilson meeting underneath their basket, West Virginia Tech meeting up along their bench as we get set for tip-off here from Rio Grande University here on this Friday afternoon. Well, we're going to step aside for another game watching the Bevo Francis Classic here on Video Productions. right, that was the conclusion of our national anthem as we get set for tip-off here from Rio Grande. Chris Kidd with you, Josh Bauman, our engineer, here for today's first contest. And again, running through the slate for you here on this Friday from Ohio. Again, we have West Virginia Tech getting ready to take on Lindsey Wilson currently. Then in the women's division at 2 o'clock, it'll be Lindsey Wilson against SMWC. Then at 5 o'clock, it'll be back to the men's division with Rio Grande, the host college, taking on Carolina University in the men's division. And the nightcap will be Rio Grande against Governor State on the women's side. Then we'll be back with you tomorrow at 11 a.m. as West Virginia Tech will take on Carolina University in the men's division, followed by at 1 o'clock with Governor State taking on St. Mary of the Woods in the women's division. Then at 3 o'clock tomorrow, it'll be Rio Grande on the men's side taking on Lindsey Wilson. And at 5 o'clock, Rio Grande's women will do battle against Lindsey Wilson. So again, 8 games on tap here from Rio Grande here on this Friday and Saturday as we head into Thanksgiving week in this late November, snowy late November. Again, if you've been outside, you see the mountains covered and you see the roads thankfully have been cleared thanks to the good work of a lot of the crew along this area, and even back into West Virginia where I'm from, making the trip up today, smooth transition. So again, thanks to all of our personnel that get out and do all that wonderful work for everyone so that they can get to and from safely. So again, looking at the starting lineups here today for both sides. For West Virginia Tech, it'll be Braden Chapman, a 6'2 sophomore, followed by Liam Craven, a 6'2 sophomore. Then you have Cole Chapman, a 6-foot sophomore, followed by Cameron Danzer, a 6'6 sophomore. And then rounding out the lineup for West Virginia Tech will be Thomas Haley, a 6'7 junior. So again, young group for this West Virginia Tech club, primarily of sophomores in the starting lineup. On the other side for Lindsey Wilson, it'll be David Jackson, a 6'7 senior, followed by Olson Nicholson, a 6'3 junior. Then you have Connor Robertson, a 6'3 senior, along with Julian Cunningham, a 5'11 junior. And Barrett Burchett rounds out the starting lineup, a 6'9 sophomore for Lindsey Wilson. As Lindsey Wilson in the white uniforms today, West Virginia Tech in the dark blue uniforms. As we are set to get started for our first contest here today. The officials will be Justin Carr, Kenny Kegley, and Andrew Murray. As ball is in the air and tip is controlled by the Golden Bears, and we're underway here from Rio Grande. As over towards the left side, Braden Chapman shimmies in, dishes off underneath, now trapped on the right box, kicks it back out, 3 on the way from the right wing. That one rims off, no good for Craven, and rebound taken away by Lindsey Wilson as Jackson able to corral it. So give it off into the front court. Cunningham kicks it back around the perimeter. Robinson now back over to Cunningham. He'll dribble to the left side. Can't find anyone, looking down low, trying to post up, drawing a double team. They kick it out quick into the corner, 3 on the way, and that one goes down for Barrett Burchett as he gets on the board quickly. And a 3-0 lead for Lindsey Wilson. Underneath, right block, trying to find position, going up with the left hand, and unable to finish was Haley, taken away by the Blue Raiders. So here they come into the front court. Cunningham jump steps into the lane, lost control of it, gets it back and hits a little floater along the left side. And you see how quickly Lindsey Wilson gets out in transition and how much they've been able to average. They're averaging 96.3 points per game on the season, giving up just 67.9. Underneath, tough drive that time. Chapman unable to finish, and here come the Blue Raiders back the other way. Cunningham, high dribble, gives it over, now into the corner. Nicholson brings it back out for Cunningham, swings it over left side. Now they post up down low with Jackson. He'll kick it back out. Cunningham back to the top of the circle, dribbling in as Robinson. He can't find a lane. Now over in the corner, ball tipped away but gotten back by the Blue Raiders. So down to 5 on the shot clock. Inside of Jackson, forces his way up with it, can't connect. Good defense by the Golden Bears. As rebound taken away by Haley. Front court, Haley dishes off. Chapman tries to get inside, but he's trying to get away from being trapped by Jackson. A nice job going back to his right hand and finishing along the right side. 5-2 now in favor of Lindsey Wilson. There's over 2 minutes gone here in the opening half. Chapman trying to supply some defense over on the far side. They dump it down low. Jackson pushing his way in, goes up, and he'll be hacked on the play. That's a foul will go against Cameron Danzer. So that'll be his first foul of the game on either side. So that'll be a shooting foul. Jackson's first free throw too strong. Jackson's 66.7% free throw shooter on the year. He's out of Kingston, New York. Jackson averaging 14 points per game on the season, and he gets his first point right here. So a 6-2 edge for the Blue Raiders. Chapman out to Haley, now over near side for Cole Chapman. To get it back to Haley on the left elbow, looking, kicks it back out. Braden Chapman dribbles in, goes up, kicks it back into the corner, wide open three on the way. That one going to be short from Cole Chapman, as Lindsey Wilson, they in their bench saying that Chapman was on the sideline whenever he caught that pass, but to no avail. As Cunningham swings it over right side. Now Cunningham waiting patiently here against Danzer, gets a screen but can't find an opening, down to 10 on the shot clock, kicks it back. Chapman can't get in front of his man, and nice drive taken by Robinson, and he'll finish at the rim. So an 8-2 lead now for the Blue Raiders. Haley will kick it over. Chapman launches a three from the left wing. That one going to be short. Strong rebound taken away underneath by the Raiders. It's into the front court comes Nicholson. Into the corner. Nice fake on the inside, kicking back out. Nice shot by Robinson as he put a nice jab step on that time to create some space for himself and gets the jumper to rattle home. Now it's opened up to an 8-point edge as Chapman drives in, cut off. Nice find over on the left side, but knocked away by Jackson as he rejects Cole Chapman at the rim. And you can see the size advantage for this Lindsey Wilson club. It's paying dividends already as West Virginia Tech hesitant to bring it inside. And they're having trouble trying to find any openings on the interior. As Haley backs his way down here. Nice strong move, but runs into a double team. Spins back to the right side. Nice finish by Haley. And gets a bucket on the interior, but you see how hard the Golden Bears having to work to try and create some space on the inside. On the left side, Robinson takes it baseline. Cut off there. Kicks it back out. Newly into the game is Jordan Mumford. He'll kick it back out front for Cunningham. Cunningham looking for a screen. And it's Jackson Edwards into the game as well. Now they get it back to Mumford. He'll go for three off the side of the rim. No good. Taken away by Braden Chapman. Chapman into the front court, driving in. Lost it on the way up. Gets it back. Kicks it out front. Wide open three on the way. This one too strong, though, from Adam Seams, who's checked in. But the Golden Bears get another opportunity. It's Cole Chapman. Gives it off to Haley. Haley, nice cut inside by Seams, trying to go up. Gets contact, counted and one for Adam Seams, and he'll go to the line. And Seams missed on the three a moment ago that he had wide open, but comes back and gets the and one opportunity now. You see it here on our instant replay. Nice head fake right there in order to get Nicholson in the air and draw the first foul on him. So it's now one foul on both sides here in the first half. 15:06 to go before halftime as Seams able to sink the free throw. Again, he's a 6-foot sophomore out of Lewisburg, Kentucky. Or Lewisburg, West Virginia, excuse me. He's newly into the lineup. Saliu Diop, 6'10" senior, checks in for the Golden Bears. West Virginia Tech has scored the last five to cut it back to three. So kick it out front. Looking for a lane, kicking into the corner. Seams gets his hands on it and almost able to come up with a steal. But it hit the sideline. They'll stay here with Lindsey Wilson, and a timeout now for Lindsey Wilson with 14:45 left in the first half. We'll step aside and be back after this as you are watching the Bevo Francis Classic with us right here on Video Productions.
Minimally invasive procedures, custom joint replacement, and 3D imaging. These are advanced surgical procedures available at Holzer. Our game-changing advancements provide quality outcomes, which means you return to living your life sooner. With Mako and Da Vinci Robotics, we are taking surgical care to the next level. Think Holzer first.
Back here at Rio Grande University, Chris Kidd with you, with Josh Bauman, our engineer, as we are here for the Bevo Francis Classic. Again, this is celebrating the life of former Rio Grande standout and NAIA Hall of Famer Clarence Bevo Francis and all of the 1952 to 1954 Redmen. As Lindsey Wilson held a 10-2 lead. Now it's shrunk to 3, is out of the timeout. Cunningham on the drive, rejected at the rim. Diop got in there on him in order to cut him off. Now Seams back over to Chapman. Braden Chapman over to his left. Tech trying to slow things down a little bit here, make this more of a possession game instead of up and down. And that's the type of game that Lindsey Wilson's liked all season long, getting out to this 8-0 start. It's Chapman just beyond the free throw line. Jumper got halfway down and popped out, and rebound taken away by Edwards. They get it up ahead quickly. Mumford drives in baseline, challenges Diop at the rim, and they're going to get him on the foul. And that'll send Mumford to the free throw line as Diop makes his case. But to no avail as he'll pick up his first foul. Let's take a look at it here in our replay. And Mumford challenging, even though he knew he was undersized going in, and must have been on the elbow. It looked like Diop did get ball on the way up, but he must have gotten Mumford on the elbow on the other side. Mumford will sink the first free throw. Mumford out of Middleton, Ohio, 6'5" senior. Averages 7.9 points per game and a 76.9% free throw shooter on the year, and he sinks both. Jackson will now check back into the game for the Blue Raiders, as Edwards will go to get a breather. We have 14 minutes to go here in the first half. Diop over to Seams. Seams skip pass into the left corner. As Darren Martin into the game. They go down low to Diop, goes up with a right hook, but left it short, taken away by Mumford. Here come the Blue Raiders into the front court. Cunningham, screen at the top of the key, pulls up for the jumper. That one off the front rim, though, good. Jackson, though, goes up for the board. Diop rejects this one. Kicked out, though, now loose along the sideline and off of Lindsey Wilson. As Jackson, or Cunningham, rather, unable to save it before it got to the sideline, and Diop with another big block on the inside. Now Martin, a 6'1" senior out of Bluefield, West Virginia, gives it off to Diop. Now over near side, Chapman, and going to get an offensive foul here, and this could be against Diop. And it is, and that's going to be number 2 on him. So that'll send him to the bench, and Haley will check back in here for the Golden Bears. Again, Diop was a big presence on the inside with some of the size that Lindsey Wilson brings into this game, but now he'll have to ride out the majority of this half on the bench. As handoff got knocked away by Seams, and it goes off of Cunningham out of bounds. So again, after the hot start by Lindsey Wilson in the first couple of minutes, this West Virginia Tech defense has really stepped up here in the last several possessions. Over to his left, Haley will give it off. Now give and go back to Haley. Reverses underneath, and Haley will finish at the bucket. So Haley with his 4th point. Now in the backcourt, Seams causing problems again. Came up with a steal, and now we're going to get a hold here And looks like it's going to go against Seams. And Seams trying to contest that he was hip checked there to prevent him from getting to the ball. That's one of those no-call areas you'd like to see, as they're both just fighting to try and get to the loose ball. Seams created the opportunity for the steal. You'd like to see him have the opportunity to get it. Obviously, if there's a mugging, it's a different story. But, again, that just looked like both players trying to get to the loose ball. Here comes a drive to the baseline. Nothing there for Robinson. Kicks it back over. 3 on the way, but short from Jackson, and Martin will grab the rebound. There comes Martin in the front court. Gets it over to Chapman. Head fakes. Gives it off inside. Haley, he goes up, but lost control of it on the way up. Couldn't finish. Chapman gets the rebound, though. Back to Haley. Haley skips it out to Martin. Not open on the right wing. Now gets it back to Haley on the inside. Haley once again lost control of it on the way up, and now gets the whistle instead. We're going to get a foul here. And they're going to get Mumford on the foul. And that'll send Haley to the free throw line. Haley able to hit on the first. Haley is 69.6% free throw shooter on the season. Averages 18 points per game. He's got 5 thus far here on the afternoon. That one too strong. Seams once again getting involved underneath, but couldn't come away with an offensive board. Lindsey Wilson leading it by 2. They've led by as much as 8 here in the first half. They've led the entire way thus far. Cunningham skips across court. Looking inside. Jackson had it and had it poked away by Haley, so it'll stay here with 9 on the shot clock for Lindsey Wilson. So it'll be Cunningham to fire it in. Cunningham, nice entry pass. Jackson had it knocked away, but with a little help from a push from Haley that time. So that'll be the first on him, and the team foul starting to pile up here on the Golden Bears. That's number 5 against them. 2 to Lindsey Wilson. Matt Corey, they swing it around now. Cunningham gets inside, could be a charge, and it is, as Cunningham got caught in midair. Had nowhere to go but right into the chest of Haley. And Cunningham will pick up his first, so the 3rd team foul against the Blue Raiders. And a chance here for West Virginia Tech to try and tie the game up or perhaps take the lead. And after the hot start from Lindsey Wilson, who could have expected this right out of the gate as they kick it out. Haley got caught in midair, somehow found Seams. Seams, tough pass inside, but it gets to Haley. Haley goes up the right hand, can't finish, but there's Seams again, chasing down a loose ball, knocked away, and it'll stay here with West Virginia Tech. And again, Seams has done so much since coming into this game. Getting after loose balls, creating extra opportunities. Just wrecking havoc on both ends of the floor. Now we'll get another foul. And this one looks like it's going to go against Jackson on a hold on the inbounds pass. So now team foul starting to even up a little bit here, as that'll be the 4th team foul against Lindsey Wilson. And Edwards will check back into the contest as Jackson will go to the bench. Haley drives in on the left side, gets to the rim, but can't finish. Rebound knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Haley. So Haley's been able to create opportunities for himself around the rim here in the first half. Just hasn't been able to finish consistently just yet. But again, he's had a tall task going up against Jackson and Edwards here through the first part of this first half. Robinson takes it inside the arc, pulls up for a jumper. It rolls off, no good. A rebound taken away by Cole Chapman. So push it into the front court. Chapman drives in strong on the left side. Head fakes, goes up, but it looked like he lost control of it a little bit on the way up, and that'll go out of bounds off of West Virginia Tech. So that's the third or fourth time we've seen Tech have difficulty on the way up keeping control of the ball on what could be layup opportunities for them. Now Cunningham shovels it over for Nicholson. Nicholson gets a screen from Edwards. Now he spins into the lane, looking, fade away on the way, and he'll convert. Olsen Nicholson, his first bucket of the game. Pushes the lead back to 4 for the Blue Raiders. Haley at the top of the key with it. Looking for a cutter, instead gives it off. Now get the give and go back to him, but surrounded by 2 men. Kicks it out to Seams, gets a good look for 3. This one off the front iron, no good. Rebound taken away by Edwards. Now the Blue Raiders looking to push here. They give it over into the left side. Nicholson cut off. Trying to use his pivot foot, goes over to Edwards, and he'll be fouled on the way up. And that'll send him to the free throw line with 9:50 to go here in the first half. And that will also send us to another timeout as they'll get Seams on the hack. So as we go to break, again, you see the foul committed on Edwards, and he'll go to the line when we come back, as you are watching the Bevo Francis Classic with us right here live on Video Productions. Edwards out of the timeout will be going to the line for Lindsey Wilson. Again, the last foul on Adam Seams. That's going to be the second foul against him, and team foul number 6 against the Golden Bears here in the first half. Again, Chris Kidd with you with Josh Bowman, our engineer. As Edwards first free throw up, and he'll knock it down. Edwards averaging 3.9 points per game on the year, about a 50% free throw shooter out of Apopka, Florida. Second free throw rims out, no good. Here come the Golden Bears. Again, they've limited this strong offense of Lindsey Wilson so far in the first half. Again, a team averaging 96.3 points per game on the year, but they failed to find their offense. But right there, some provided as Braden Chapman. Nice fake, goes up and finishes with the left hand, and that closes the lead back to 3. And this West Virginia Tech club, they average just 69.6 points per game on the year, but holding teams to 65.6 points per game. Cunningham on the right wing, being hounded by Chapman. Nice pass underneath to Edwards, lost his footing, goes up, rejected by Haley from behind, and taken away by the Golden Bears. 9 minutes left in the first half. Chapman trying to create some space, drives in left side, goes into a tree of Lindsey Wilson defenders and is rejected. Now here comes Cunningham going 1-on-4 the other way, beats him everybody to the basket, and Julian Cunningham with his 4th point. And he averages 18.3 points per game, and he pushes the lead back to 5 for the Blue Raiders. Nice cut on the inside, and finishing at the rim is Cameron Danzer as he slams it home. 17-14 in favor of Lindsey Wilson. Out front with it, Nicholson. Over near side for Robinson. Robinson being hounded by Danzer. Kicks it back over to Cunningham. Cunningham creates some space, pull back jumper, and he'll knock it down. Back-to-back buckets for him. He's got 6 now. 8 minutes remaining here in the first half. Haley, top of the key over near side. Stepping inside the arc, nothing there for Craven. Now give it back to Haley, tries to spin baseline, gets by, sheds himself of Edwards, and he'll lay it in. Great move that time by Haley, and he's got 7 points now in the first half. We go back and forth now for the first time since the opening moments of this half. Edwards back out to Cunningham. Cunningham's had the hot hand the last couple of trips. Nice entry past Edwards. Good defense by Haley. Oh, and that looked to be off of Edwards. But the official says it'll stay here. Again, Haley with a great deflection, but that did look like it hit off Lindsey Wilson last. As you can see, Coach George Wilmore over contesting it, but he won't get his way as the Blue Raiders will keep possession. Finding someone late is Robinson, as he'll skip it over. Now Cunningham really had to work hard here to shed some defenders, but now losing on the way in. Seams one-on-one to the basket, wins the race to the 10, and he'll finish at the rim. The lead now down to 1, as the Golden Bears have trailed by as much as 8 and have not led here in the first half, but their defense has kept them in this game against this high-flying offense of Lindsey Wilson. Near side, Robinson. Looking now, he'll take the baseline, goes up between 2 defenders, and he'll finish at the rim. Great take by Connor Robinson. He's got 6 points now. 21-18 in favor of Lindsey Wilson. Haley at the top of the key. Nice back up to Danzer. Danzer goes up, and he finishes high off the glass. Cameron Danzer back-to-back buckets, lead back down to 1. Again, the passing and the back cuts have been exquisite so far in the first half on both sides. Cunningham gets rid of it now. 12 on the shot clock. They go down low. Jackson creates a little space with a nice drop step, and he'll finish with his first field goal of the game. And that's going to draw a quick timeout, a 30-second timeout here from West Virginia Tech. So we'll step aside for 30 seconds and be back after this as you're watching the Bevo Francis Classic right here on Video Productions. Back here at Rio Grande University, Chris Kidd with you, Josh Bowman, our engineer, as Lindsey Wilson and West Virginia Tech have gone blow for blow here in the last several minutes. And Lindsey Wilson controlling their lead still at 23-20. And they've led the entire first half. As West Virginia Tech has battled back. Chapman takes it baseline, kicks it out the seams. He'll go for the tie. Count it, and we're all even at 23 apiece. Adam Seams has been huge this entire first half off the bench for the Golden Bears, and he's now got 8 points. Again, Chapman hounding Cunningham out front. Looking down low, errant pass, but it still finds Jackson. Jackson goes up, can't finish, and Seams there for the defensive board. A chance for Tech to take their first lead of the game. Danzer, 3 from the corner, is going to be short. Rebound taken away by Cunningham. Cunningham almost stripped on the way back up the floor, but foul going to be called on Cole Chapman. That'll be his first, and that'll be team foul number 7 against West Virginia Tech. As we'll take a look at it here on our replay. Again, close once again, but Chapman whistled for the foul. That'll put Lindsey Wilson in the bonus for the rest of the half here with 5:20 to go. In a 1-on-1 situation. And Cunningham able to convert. Cunningham a good free throw shooter, 78.6% on the year. He's got 7 points so far here in the first half. And he's had to put in a lot of work at point position here in the first half. Just been a lot of dribbling from Lindsey Wilson, though. Not enough ball movement that's really allowed West Virginia Tech to kind of settle in on the defensive side and just really hound Cunningham whenever he's out front with the ball. Chapman, nice crossover there, puts up high off the glass, and he'll get it to fall. Cole Chapman, his first bucket of the game, and we're even again at 25. And Cunningham once again having to work hard. And boy, he's lucky he didn't get called for a push off there as that arm extended on Chapman. Now driving in baseline, getting towards the left side and finishing as Robinson. He's got 8 points, and it's 27-25 in favor of Lindsey Wilson. Now Chapman, double team, finds Haley at the last moment. Didn't want the shot, goes to Seams for the lead. This one off the back iron, no good, and rebound taken away underneath by Corey. Here comes Robinson, kicks it out. Mumford back into the game. Now to Robinson. Robinson now will bring it back out. Gives it back to Mumford down towards the baseline. Jackson kicks it out. Robinson gets a decent look for three, and he'll bury it from the left side. Connor Robinson, 6'3" senior out of Manchester, Kentucky. Now has 11 points here in the first half, and the lead back to 5. A little bit of breathing room again here, but now Haley drives in, takes it right side, and he'll finish at the rim. Haley with 9 points, 30-27. Every time Lindsey Wilson's gotten a little bit of breathing room, right back come the Golden Bears. Down to 3:35 to go here in the first half. Robinson once again being hounded by Chapman. Trying to find some space. Now gives it back. Jackson drives in against Haley. Contact, but no whistle, and Jackson finishes at the rim. Now here comes Tech trying to attack quickly the other way. Chapman up and under, but got caught underneath the rim. Couldn't finish. Jackson altered that shot. Here comes the Blue Raiders the other way. Robinson can't handle the pass. Goes behind his back and loses it. Chapman comes away with it. It's a little sloppy on both ends last couple of possessions. Now Chapman, he'll step back, goes for three. This one rolls off. Taken away by Jackson. Now Cunningham gets a chance to breathe for one of the few times this half without someone hounding him all the way up the floor, but now Chapman will pick him up. Cunningham gives it back out front to Mumford, now near side for Corey. Corey finds a crease, kicks it back out. Mumford, three from the left side, no good off the side of the rim and taken away by Haley. You can start to see some of the exhaustion setting in on both sides as this has been a breakneck pace for about the last 10 minutes on both ends. Haley will get it at the right elbow. Looking back door, but the pass couldn't be connected on, but it was kicked by Jackson. And a little bit unfortunate for Lindsey Wilson as Corey had that pass read all the way for a deflection, but instead it will stay with the Golden Bears. And we'll be back right after this break as you are watching the Bevo Francis Classic right here on Video Productions. Remaining here in the first half as Lindsey Wilson has led the entire way, but West Virginia Tech has kept them right in their hip pocket the entire way and not let Lindsey Wilson race away to what they've had a 28.4 margin of victory in their 8-0 start to this season. As Haley on the baseline can't find anyone, now finds Martin and over to Seams in the left corner. That three won't go. Rebounded though by Haley. Haley Goes back to work on the post, spins inside, goes to the left hand, but it rolls out. Knocked out of bounds, and they say last touch by the Blue Raiders. And we talked about the extended minutes here Haley and company have played in this first half. And really on both sides, you can just start to see some of the weary legs creeping in here near the end of the first half. Again, Diop went to the bench with 2 quick fouls for West Virginia Tech. It's into the left corner. Good look for 3 for Chapman, but that one won't fall as both teams have been cold from the outside here in the first half. There's only 1 3 for West Virginia Tech, only 2 for Lindsey Wilson thus far. Mumford gets it out front, now to Cunningham. Now to Corey off the screen, pulls for 3 there, and there's an air ball as that'll go out of bounds and back over to Tech. That's kind of par for the course for what we've seen from the outside from both clubs in the first half. There's not a whole lot of rhythm, some decent looks from both ends from downtown, but nobody's really been able to connect as both teams have really gotten their work done either in transition or in the half-court game. Chapman gives it back to Seams. Now to Haley, looking to go to work. Haley now finds a double team, and he has his pocket picked almost, but gets it back, goes down low to Chapman, challenges at the rim, but he can't convert, and taken away by Lindsey Wilson. 1 minute to go in the first half as Nicholson gets it to Corey, now back out to Mumford. Robinson over left side, Nicholson trying to sneak his way in. Now Mumford will hand it off with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tough drive for Robinson. It rims out on him. Outlet pass up ahead to Seams. Seams had to wait on it. Now goes one-on-one against Mumford, and he'll draw the foul with 36.2 seconds to go in the half. That'll be the second foul on Mumford. That'll send Tech to the free throw line. Seems 1 of 1, had a 3-point play earlier in the half. He converts on the first. It seems just a 60% free throw shooter on the year. But he's not been to the line very much. Again, just 3 of 5 coming into this game. In the first 5 games of the season for the Bears. And that one takes a trip around the rim and falls through. So 10 points for Seams here in the first half. 30 seconds to go, and now a timeout for Lindsey Wilson to try and set something up here with 28.6 seconds left in the half. We'll be back in 30 seconds as you're watching the Bevo Francis Classic with us right here on Video Productions. Great first half here in game number 1 of 4 games today from Rio Grande University. Chris Kidd with you, Josh Bauman, our engineer. As Lindsey Wilson, 23 on the shot clock, 28.6 on the game clock. So a 5-second differential here. We'll see how far they try and run it down here to try and prevent West Virginia Tech from getting another look. Cunningham. Waiting, now spins towards the screen from Jackson, spins back again, gets inside. Now looks like he got held, and yes, it is a held ball. Chapman able to get a hold of it, but it'll stay here with Lindsey Wilson with 4 on the shot clock. Lindsey Wilson trying to get a sub in here, and they will get it as Mumford will check in for Sincere Edwards. Nicholson will trigger it in. Gets it to Cunningham at the top of the key. He'll pull on a three from there. Off the back rim, no good. Chapman with 5 seconds into the front court. Chapman gets by all the way to the rim, lays it in to bring us to the close of a great first half here from Rio Grande University, and the Golden Bears have trimmed Lindsey Wilson's lead to 1 at 32-31, trying to threaten their 8-0 record on this young season. Well, we're going to step aside for a break, and when we come back, we'll run through some stats here in the first half from the Bevo Francis Classic. You are watching with us live right here on Video Productions. Everybody, Chris Kidd with you. Alongside me, Josh Bowman, our engineer. As down on the floor, you see Lindsey Wilson's girls warming up as they'll take the floor next after our first game concludes. And what has been a dandy so far is Lindsey Wilson coming in at 8-0 on the season against the West Virginia Tech Golden Bears at 3-2. And again, this has been a Lindsey Wilson team that is outpointed and won by a margin of 28.4 points per game in their first 8 contests. But so far here this afternoon, it's been anything but easy, as a team that's averaged 96 points per game sees themselves at just a 32-31 halftime lead. Again, Lindsey Wilson has led the entire way, but West Virginia Tech tied the game up at 1 point. We're down by 5 late in this half. Scored the last 2 buckets to close it back to 1. And now we have a tight contest here in our first of 4 games from the Bevo Francis Classic. As you look at the first half statistics on both sides, starting with the scoring with Lindsey Wilson, as they are being led so far in the first half by Connor Robinson with 11 points. Then you have Julian Cunningham with 8 points, Dable Jackson with 5 points, Barrett Burcheat with 3 points, along with Olson Wilson with 2 points, Jordan Mumford with 2 points, and Jackson Edwards with 1 point thus far in the first half. On the other side for West Virginia Tech, leading all scorers thus far is Adam Seams off the bench with 12 points. Then you have Thomas Haley with 7 points, Braden Chapman with 6, Cameron Danzer with 4 points, and Cole Chapman with 2 points to round out the scoring for West Virginia Tech. Again, rebounding-wise, about even, 18-16 in the first half. But the shooting on both ends, something that both sides would like to see improving. And 50% overall for Lindsey Wilson's been great, but they're just 2 of 7 from downtown. thus far in the first half. West Virginia Tech just 1 of 10 from the outside. So as we said, three-point shooting has been something to forget in the first half on both sides. And Tech just shooting 36.4% from the field. Again, you compare that with a team from Lindsey Wilson that scores so many points per game. Usually that would spell doom. But Tech has just played strong defense and come up with key stops when they've had to. And again, Lindsey Wilson's not turned the ball over excessively either. Again, just 5 turnovers to West Virginia Tech's 4 in the first half. So again, if you start adding up those statistics and you look at them, you feel like this should be maybe a wider margin in this game. But West Virginia Tech has just been tough all throughout these first 20 minutes and been able to hang tight with this undefeated club from Lindsey Wilson College as it's 32-31 here at halftime. We'll step aside for a break and be back after this as you are watching the Bevo Francis Classic right here on Video Productions.
Robotic technology, minimally invasive procedures, custom joint replacement, and 3D imaging. These are advanced surgical procedures available at Holzer. Our game-changing advancements provide quality outcomes, which means you return to living your life sooner. With Mako and Da Vinci Robotics, we are taking surgical care to the next level. Think Holzer first.
Back here at Rio Grande University, Chris Kidd with you, Josh Bowman, our engineer for today's first contest. And as we said at the half, Lindsey Wilson clinging to a 1-point lead over West Virginia Tech University. As you see, West Virginia Tech out of the locker room set to warm up. And again, the Lindsey Wilson girls over warming up as well as they will take on St. Mary of the Woods College, the Pomeroys, coming up next here on Video Productions at 2 o'clock. Then we'll take a little bit of a break, and at 5 o'clock later on today, it'll be Rio Grande against Carolina University in the men's division, followed at 7 p.m. with Rio Grande against Governor State. And that'll be the women's division again at 7 o'clock later tonight. So again, still 3 more games on the docket here today from Rio Grande University. And on tomorrow's slate, I'll be back with you at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. As at 11 a.m., it'll be these West Virginia Tech Golden Bears taking on Carolina University. Then at 1 p.m., it'll be Governor State versus St. Mary of the Woods in the women's division at 1 o'clock. Then I'll swap out with Rio Grande and their commentating crew, as they will bring you Rio Grande against Lindsey Wilson at 3 p.m. on the men's side, and then Rio Grande against Lindsey Wilson again on the women's side at 5 p.m. So again, we've got all sorts of college basketball coming your way today and tomorrow on Video Productions as we head into the Thanksgiving break and Thanksgiving weekend. And this fun time of year. And we're glad to bring you all the college basketball action we can here on Video Productions, heading into high school basketball as well on Video Productions. So it's just going to be a basketball feast coming your way for the next few months, along with the high school football playoffs as well, as they'll finally get underway starting today and tomorrow. So make sure you're with us for all of it right here on your streaming leader in sports here in this area in the Ohio Valley and Mountain State on Video Productions. So we're going to step aside for one more break, and when we come back, it'll be close to the start of the second half from Rio Grande University as you are watching the Bevo Francis Classic with us right here live on Video Productions.
Robotic technology, minimally invasive procedures, custom joint replacement, and 3D imaging. These are advanced surgical procedures available at Holzer. Our game-changing advancements provide quality outcomes, which means you return to living your life sooner. With Mako and Da Vinci Robotics, we are taking surgical care to the next level. Think Holzer first.
Closing in on the start of the second half here from Rio Grande University. Chris Kidd with you, Josh Bowman, our engineer, here in our first contest, which has been a doozy so far between West Virginia Tech University, the Golden Bears, coming all the way up here to Ohio to take on Lindsey Wilson and the Blue Raiders. And it has been a tight affair the entire way. Again, it felt like Lindsey Wilson might do what they've done to every opponent they've gone through this year right out of the gates, jumping out to a 10-2 lead on West Virginia Tech. But the Golden Bears just started to sink their claws into this game, and while they haven't taken the lead yet in this game, they have been right by Lindsey Wilson the entire way. And now take the floor when we'll have possession to start the second half to try and take their first lead of the game. And as we said, the outside shooting's been difficult for both sides thus far. Just 2 of 7 for Lindsey Wilson, 1 of 10 for West Virginia Tech. And again, this is a Tech team that makes 7.2 threes per game. Blue Raiders team that makes 10.6 threes per game. And it may come down to whoever is able to get hot from downtown here in the second half. And got a little bit of a delay at the moment. And not sure what for, but everyone just kind of standing around right now, so I'm not entirely sure what the delay is for. But now we're ready to go. So they'll inbound at the Cole Chapman in the backcourt, and here he'll come. Dishes off to his brother, Braden Chapman. Back out to Cole Chapman. Again, these two have played with each other forever, twin brothers. As Chapman takes it inside, circles around, gives it back to Braden Chapman. 3 from the left side, and there's the first lead of the game for West Virginia Tech. And it comes right on the heels of us discussing the struggles from the outside both teams have had. But Braden Chapman sinks that one for his 9th point of the game. And a 34-32 lead for West Virginia Tech as they go underneath. A lot of contact and a foul drawn by Jackson. And that'll send him to the free throw line. They'll get Liam Craven on the hack. That'll be his first foul. Again, scoreboard hasn't updated yet. The three-pointer from Tech. I think that's what they're trying to fix here right now as we'll take a look at our instant replay here. It's a nice spin move by Jackson. Just not a whole lot that Craven could do. Once he was underneath, either allow Jackson to get the easy lay-in or send him to the line. So again, the score still hasn't been updated on the scoreboard just yet. And I'm not certain if that's the conversation or if there's another one going on. But again, score should read 34-32 West Virginia Tech right now, and it looks like the coaches, Chris Starks and George Wilmore, being brought over to discuss something as well. We don't really have a clear understanding, but it looks like coaches are having fun with whatever the issue is. It looks like there may be a problem with the official scorebook at the moment. But okay, so both sides were ready to go to their benches, but now it looks like they do finally have things updated on the scoreboard. So again, it's been a little bit of a rocky start to the second half so far. And now Jackson will go to the free throw line. He's 1 of 2 so far today. As he connects on the first. So he's got 6 points. As we said, averages 14 points per game on the year. Does the 6'7" senior. He's a 66.7% free throw shooter, and he hits both, and that'll even us back up at 34 apiece. Chapman into the front court, gives it over to Haley. Down near side, back out front for Cole Chapman. Chapman drives in, gets by, tries to dish off to Haley, tipped around, and finally controlled by Cunningham. So a turnover by the Golden Bears gives Lindsey Wilson a chance to retake the lead. Cunningham drives in, kicks it over for Nicholson. Now baseline for Jackson. Two men surrounding him. Jackson almost lost his footing, gets it to Nicholson underneath, turn around in the lane. Too strong, rebound knocked away, and last touch by Lindsey Wilson, and now they contest that was off the Golden Bears. And even Coach Stark's not happy with the call, but West Virginia Tech will get it back. Haley. Braden Chapman hit a three to start the half, hits a three to put the Golden Bears back in front. He's got 12 now. And it's a 37-34 lead for West Virginia Tech. And Lindsey Wilson undefeated at 8-0. West Virginia Tech trying to give them their first loss of the season. On the right elbow, Jackson splits inside, goes up strong, and a whistle and a foul. And that could be against Haley. And it will be. That'll be number 2 on him. So we take a look at it here on our instant replay. And there you see the bump on the way to the basket. Sent Jackson to the floor. And he'll go back to the free throw line where he just hit 2 free throws a moment ago. He's 3 of 4 from the line. And Jackson swishes that one through. Lindsey Wilson got into the penalty late in the first half. That one left short. Rebound taken by Danzer. Lindsey Wilson only committed 4 team fouls in the first half. Chapman trying to clear some space for Haley. Gives it to him. Now back to Braden Chapman. Pulls up, kicks it over to Cole Chapman. He'll look, surveys, gets it to Haley instead. Haley can't find an opening. Goes inside, now to Chapman, kicks it into the corner. Good look for 3 on the way. Craven can't convert though. Rebound volleyballed around and taken away by Lindsey Wilson. Now Robinson led them in scoring in the first half. Gives it off to Cunningham. Gives it off for Jackson. Jackson back out to Cunningham. So spin around over to Robinson, drives towards the right baseline, poked away by Braden Chapman and out of bounds in 3 seconds. Showing on the shot clock as Seams will check in for Cole Chapman. And again, Seams made such a big difference in the first half for the Golden Bears on both sides of the ball. So they've got to go quick here. They inbound, and once again, there's Seams as he knocks it away on the inbounds pass. He's just had great instincts all afternoon long. He'll get it back. Pump fakes, looks inside, pass tipped away. Saved, though, by Danzer. Just gets it back over to Braden Chapman. Trying to drive inside. Cuts to the middle, cuts to the left, goes up and under, and Braden Chapman, what a start to the second half for him. 8 points in the first 3 minutes and 14 now for the game as he averages 19.4 points per game on the year. And the sophomore getting the Golden Bears going, and they have their largest lead now at 4. A blocking foul, though, on the other end. This could be on Craven, and it will be. So that'll be number 2 on him. You see Jackson trying to split between the defenders there. Able to draw the 3rd team foul of the half, so already the Golden Bears getting into foul trouble here, averaging a foul a minute. As Lindsey Wilson without a foul yet committed here in the second half. Could be big heading down the stretch as they inbound go up, and there's a foul on Seams. As Nicholson will go to the line. And that's going to be the 3rd on Seams. Let's take a look at that one on the replay. West Virginia Tech didn't feel like this was a foul, and they might have good reason to feel that way. And it looked like Seams avoided the contact and got the ball, but maybe he was able to grab a piece of the arm on Nicholson on the way by. As Nicholson will hit on the first free throw. He's a 78.3% free throw shooter on the year. And he's able to knock down both. So again, Lindsey Wilson hasn't hit a field goal to start the second half so far, but they're 5 of 6 from the free throw line, keeping them within striking distance right now. Martin. Nice give and go to Haley. Goes up the left hand, can't finish. Rebound knocked around. Haley gets it back. Trying to go up, had it poked away again, but gets it back. Haley's had his difficulties around the rim today against some of these bigs from Lindsey Wilson. He'll go to work again. Nice fake that time. Goes to the right side, and Haley this time finishes as he's got 11 points now into double figures. Again, he's had to put in a lot of work down there on the low block against some of these bigs of the Blue Raiders. The lead back to 4. Robinson swings it left side. Mumford, nice fake by him getting to the baseline, but Haley didn't give ground. Now back to Jackson. Jackson pushing his way in, backs his way in, left side he goes, but Haley with the good defense won't let him in, and Seams comes away with a loose ball. It's over to Braden Chapman. Chapman drives on. Robinson lost the ball on the way in, now up ahead. Nicholson one-on-one with Seams. Seams has got 3 fouls, has to let him go, and Nicholson can't finish it. Here comes Seams. Again, I think he was waiting on the contact that never came. 3 on the way. This one no good in transition from Danzer and out of bounds. Last touch by Lindsey Wilson. Now here comes Diop back into the game, and Haley will get a much-deserved break. He's carried a ton of the minutes in that first half once Diop got into foul trouble. Diop had a couple of blocks on the inside before he picked up that second foul early. It seems. Looking for some space, now takes it baseline, runs out of room, has to find a safety valve, finds Chapman, and there he is again. Braden Chapman, 10 points here in the second half, and the lead is now to 6 for the Golden Bears. And Braden Chapman showing shades of all-tournament and all-state player he was in high school in West Virginia. He and his brother Cole bringing state championships to Shady Spring High School, and they played there with some battles against Fairmont State during those days. And what a finish by Robinson as he goes to the ground and throws it in. He's got 13 now. Again, Lindsey Wilson hanging on to their undefeated season by a thin thread at the moment. It seems drives in, lost it on the way in, taken away. Here come the Blue Raiders back the other way, trying to get it back to one possession. Cunningham out to Robinson, out to Mumford. West Virginia Tech shuts down the transition opportunity. Cunningham, now he'll pull for 3. This one too strong. Diop there for the good box out and the rebound. Again, just one field goal here in the second half for Lindsey Wilson. Free throws have kept them in it. 5 field goals for Tech. 4 of them coming from this man, Braden Chapman. He can't find any space that time. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Martin drives his way in, gets all the way to the 10, and Martin will finish for his first basket. And those might be the first points of the season as well for Darren Martin. 45-39. West Virginia Tech leads it. Baseline drive, Nicholson cut off, looking for help, looking for anything. Somehow finds some space to get a shot off, but can't finish. Edwards gets the rebound, knocked away, saved, but it goes right to Edwards. Now here's Cunningham. Over to Robinson, big 3 on the way. This one off the side of the rim, no good. And once again, strong defense from the Golden Bears. As Coach Wilmore tells Chapman to slow it down now with 13 minutes to go here in the second half. And West Virginia Tech trying to end this undefeated start to the season for the Blue Raiders. Chapman, no-look pass, went off the head of Edwards and taken away by Cunningham. Cunningham into the front court, drives in on Chapman all the way to the rack, and Cunningham finishes. Big drive and finish for Cunningham as he's got 10 now and the lead back down to 4. Martin over to Diop. Now to Chapman. Chapman, tough drive, and going to get a whistle and a foul here against Edwards. And that'll bring us to a timeout with 12:25 remaining here in the second half. We'll step aside and be back after this as you are watching the Bevo Francis Classic with us right here live on Video Productions. West Virginia Tech leading Lindsey Wilson 45-41, 12:25 remaining here in the second half. Chris Kidd with you, Josh Bowman, our engineer, as this is our first of 4 games today from Rio Grande University. It's coming up next at approximately 2 p.m. We have women's college basketball coming your way. Lindsey Wilson's girls against St. Mary of the Woods coming up next here on Video Productions. Braden Chapman, he's been the offense in the second half for the Golden Bears. Now over to Seams. He was the offense in the first half, but can't hit this time. Rebound taken away by Lindsey Wilson as Jackson pulls it down. Gives it to Cunningham. Cunningham is looking to go inside, but there's Chapman on the defensive side. Takes it away, gives it to Martin. Martin against Jackson. Euro step into the lane, and what a finish by Darren Martin. Went up against the big man and was able to finish inside. He's got 4 points. 47-41 as you just continue to see the confidence in this Golden Bear team increases. This game continues as Mumford can't hit on the fadeaway. Jackson got the rebound, but had it knocked away. And it'll go out of bounds off of Tech, but again, just everything being contested for Lindsey Wilson on the offensive side of the floor right now. Again, they haven't met much resistance in their first 8 games. As we've mentioned several times, averaged 96.3 points per game. Average margin of victory, 28.4 points per game in those 8 games. But they've run into a tough defensive-minded Golden Bears team here this afternoon as they lob it inside for Jackson. Over to Mumford, gets a good look from the corner. That 3 won't fall. Rebound knocked around, taken away by Martin. And now Tech with the ball and a 2-possession lead, looking to swell it to 3 if they can convert here. Largest lead for either side has been 8 points at 10-2 for Lindsey Wilson. Seams gets baseline, he gets pushed, and he'll go to the free throw line. Going to get the foul on Connor Robinson. That'll be his first. It seems 12 points in the first half off the bench. So crucial. And it wasn't just the offense, it was the defense as well from Adam Seams. And averaging just 6 points per game coming into today. He's doubled that so far, and now a little bit more as he hits on the first. He's 4 of 4 from the line now. And this free throw, it'll equal as many free throws as he shot the entire season so far, and now he's 5 of 5. Again, he had only shot 5 free throws in the first 5 games. And he's 5 of 5 now here this afternoon. As this now equals the largest lead of the game for either side at 49-41 with 11:15 to go here in the second half. Robinson, now we get a whistle and a foul on Chapman. That'll be against Cole Chapman. That'll be number 2 on him, and that's team foul number 5 against the Golden Bears now. And if Lindsey Wilson can get their way into the penalty in the next couple of minutes, that could be huge for the rest of this game. It's a tough drive by Robinson. Good take to the rim, and that was much needed for Lindsey Wilson. He's got 15 now. Seams attacks on the other end, and he'll finish at the rim. Adam Seams having a career day here so far. It is a 51-43 lead for the Golden Bears. Now Seams with a steal into the open court. Mumford giving chase. Behind the back pass to Martin, and he'll finish. It's a double-digit lead now for West Virginia Tech. And Coach Starks trying to stop the bleeding. He'll call a 30-second timeout with 10:29 to go here in the second half. And as we go to break, you see Seams once again making the play. Martin running the floor and getting the bucket. And it's a double-digit lead for the first time today. We'll be back in 30 seconds as you're watching the Bevo Francis Classic here on Video Productions.
Robotic technology, minimally invasive procedures, custom joint replacement, and 3D imaging. These are advanced surgical procedures available at Holzer. Our game-changing advancements provide quality outcomes, which means you return to living your life sooner. With Mako and Da Vinci Robotics, we are taking surgical care to the next level. Think Holzer first.
So far here in the second half, Lindsey Wilson has had no answers for the West Virginia Tech Golden Bears, who trailed it by as much as 8 in the first half. They now lead it by 10, nearly halfway gone here in the second half. Chris Kidd with you, Josh Bowman, our engineer. And this has just been a stellar performance put on by the Golden Bears on the defensive end, along with the offense of Braden Chapman in the second half and Adam Seams. Again, Seams has 16 points for the game. Chapman now has 16 as well with his outburst here at the start of the second half. And now Lindsey Wilson needs to get something going in a hurry, but it's not going to happen here as Cunningham can't finish around the rim. Again, everything contested right now from the Golden Bears, and they have just started to wear down this Lindsey Wilson club. And Haley trying to get free at the top of the key. Now to Seams. Boy, that was almost a heat check shot from him. As they'll drive baseline, Chapman, cut off, kicks it back out. Danzer, he'll go for three from the left side. That one left short. Rebound taken away by Cunningham. Here he comes into the front court. Lost control of it as he got a little ahead of himself, and now here comes Danzer back the other way. Shovels over for Seams. He'll set his feet, goes for three. That one off the front rim, no good, knocked out of bounds. And last touch by Haley. And now we get a media timeout with 9:38 to go here in the second half, and Tech leading it by 10. So we'll be back in 60 seconds as you are watching the Bevo Francis Classic right here on Video Productions. Remaining here in the second half of our first game from the Bevo Francis Classic, and West Virginia Tech has turned a 10-point or an 8-point deficit and trailing the entire first half into a 10-point lead. And now it looks like we may have double technicals here. Yeah, we do. We have double technicals, one on Seams and the other against Edwards. Oh, excuse me. That came from the bench. Okay, so they got Barrett Burchett of Lindsey Wilson, and they got Christian Goebel on the bench, who is apparently joined with Edwards on the other technical, and now we get a whistle and a foul inside, and that's big. That's going to be team foul number 6 now against the Golden Bears. And that'll be Cole Chapman. That'll be number 3 on him. Well, actually, that's now team foul number 7. So for the last 9:26 of this game, Lindsey Wilson will be in the penalty. And again, they've only had 3 field goals this entire second half as first free throw rolls off for Edwards. Now 1 of 3 from the line today. Second free throw, gets the friendly roll. And Jackson Edwards with 2 points now, lead back to single digits at 53-44. It seems bounce pass over for Chapman. Chapman again, 10 points to start this second half outburst for the Golden Bears. Swings it over, drive to the free throw line, back over for Seams. Drives baseline, he's cut off, has to put one up right at the end of the shot clock, and he hits it. Very little Adam Seams can do wrong today, and now another steal for him in the backcourt. Gives it off to Chapman, over to Cole Chapman, and he'll lay it in. The Golden Bears are on fire here in this second half. They lead at 57-44. Seams comes up with another strip, looking for a timeout, and he'll get it. Adam Seams has been phenomenal this afternoon, and he gives his team the possession back and a 13-point lead with 8:31 remaining in the fourth quarter, as we'll step aside and be back right after this as you're watching the Bevo Francis Classic right here on Video Productions. West Virginia Tech has just out-hustled Lindsey Wilson here in this second half in order to turn a 1-point halftime deficit into a 13-point lead with 8:31 to go in the second half. Chris Kidd with you, Josh Bowman, our engineer. It has been 26-12. West Virginia Tech has outscored Lindsey Wilson here in the second half thus far. As Chapman, big burst to the rim, and are we going to get goaltending? Yes, we are. As Mumford tried to swat it away, but Chapman gets the bucket, and he's now got a dozen here in the second half. And once again, the largest lead now of the game for either side at 15 points. So give it off. Edwards looking, trying to fight through a screen is Cunningham. He's just been tracked all day long by the Chapmans, and now a nice drive by Cunningham, and he'll lay it in. He's got 12 points. Again, Cunningham, I don't know how he still has the energy he has out here in this game. Like I said, he's just been followed around, hounded the entire game. And yet he still had enough energy on both sides trying to keep his team within striking distance as Chapman dribbles in, kicks it back in the corner, Seams, and they're going to say he stepped out on the sideline. And that'll give it back to Lindsey Wilson. And if Lindsey Wilson has any sort of burst left in them right now, they've got to make a push right around this mark if they want to try and get back into this. And you just see West Virginia Tech continuing to hound all over the floor right now. And it's a big reason why Lindsey Wilson is in the penalty right now, but it's also the biggest reason why West Virginia Tech has the lead they have, as Cunningham can't finish from three. Rebound taken away by Danzer. Again, the outside shooting has been rough on both sides here today, but again, Lindsey Wilson's knocked down over 10 per game. They've just not had it today from the perimeter as Haley kicks it out to Seams. Step back three, and Seams hits again. Adam Seams has been incredible here today. He's got 21 points. His three from the corner won't fall. Rebound taken by who else but Seams. Now here comes Braden Chapman into the front court. 62-46, Tech putting it on the undefeated team from Lindsey Wilson, and Cole Chapman extends that lead. A 3 for him. Only 1 3 in the first half for West Virginia Tech. They've got 4 here in the second half. As they have outscored Lindsey Wilson by 20 points here in these 14-minute stretch. Jackson 3 won't go down. It's just been that type of afternoon for Lindsey Wilson from the field. They'll give it back to Mumford. And we get a whistle. And I'm not sure what we have there. May have been a shot clock issue that they had to get reset. So Lindsey Wilson will take it out from the near side as we had 6 minutes to play here in regulation. So over to Robinson. He'll go for 3, and once again it got halfway down and popped out. Boy, for a team that's had such good shooting throughout this first 8 games of the season, today's just been very unkind to them. But Jackson, nice steal going up against Haley. Haley tries to foul him. Almost created an M1 opportunity. But Jackson will go to the free throw line now, and Haley will pick up his 3rd foul. Coach Wilmore may have just been happier if Haley had allowed Jackson to have that finish instead of Haley picking up his 3rd foul. That's one of those spots that if you're going to foul him, foul him. If you're West Virginia Tech, instead of allowing Jackson getting the opportunity for an N1 right there. But not in a way that would hurt Jackson, but just in a way to make sure he's not going to get a shot off at least. To have that chance for a 3-point play, but he misses on the first. He does convert on the second. So again, Jackson's had 3 trips to the free throw line in the second half, 4 of 6, 5 of 8 overall for the game for him. Again, still just 4 field goals made here in the second half for Lindsey Wilson. That's how dominating this West Virginia Tech defense has been. Nice block there of Chapman. Back the other way, Robinson lost control of it. Looking, tries to throw it off a defender, but getting out of the way of it was Tech, and it goes right to Danzer. Haley over to his right. Gets it out front for Seams. Throws no-look pass over to Martin in the left corner. Martin drives in, a lot of contact, no whistle, taken away now by Nicholson as he'll get it up to Robinson. Robinson thought about stopping on a 3, instead drives in. Seams knocks it away, and it'll stay with Lindsey Wilson as Robinson was wanting a timeout but wanted a foul but wouldn't get it, and instead will get a timeout. With 4:51 to go here in the 4th quarter. We'll step aside and be back after this as you are watching the Bevo Francis Classic right here on Video Productions. It's been all West Virginia Tech here in the second half as they lead at 65-47 over undefeated Lindsey Wilson. Chris Kidd with you, with Josh Bowman, our engineer. And again, we've got our second game of the day coming your way at approximately 2 o'clock. As it will be the women's division, Lindsey Wilson taking on St. Mary of the Woods. Coming up at 2 o'clock. And again, after that game, be a little bit of a break. And at 5 p.m., the Rio Grande broadcasting crew will check in with us here on Video Productions. They'll take over for me as they will bring you Rio Grande against Carolina University. And at 7 p.m., it'll be Rio Grande's women against Governor State. So again, those are the 4 games we have on slate today here from the Bevo Francis Classic here on Video Productions. Seams tried to go to Haley, a lot of contact, but nothing called. Both sides now starting to get frustrated with contact not being whistled, as we saw Coach Starks in the break unhappy with the officials. Now it's Coach Wilmore. It's over along the far side. Mumford going up against Seams. Nice shovel pass over to Jackson. Goes up but can't convert as Danzer gets the rebound. Again, the officials have let them play for the most part here today. Seams trying to shake Nicholson, finally does. Again, if nothing else, Seams, he's bought himself a lot more playing time after today, you'd have to figure. Again, average 6 points per game coming into today. He's got 21 for the game today. Nice give back to Mumford, goes up, and he'll finish with a left hand. Mumford, his first field goal of the game, 4 points for him. And then just the 5th field goal of the second half for Lindsey Wilson. Put it in perspective, Braden Chapman has 5 field goals of his own here in the second half for West Virginia Tech, and now a foul on the way to the basket as Haley was hacked. And they'll get that foul on Olsen Nicholson, so that'll be his second. That'll bring Sincere Edwards back into the game, along with Jackson Edwards. As Robinson and Dable Jackson will take a breather. Then again, their afternoon may be over here with it 65-49 in favor of the Golden Bears. It seems will take it back into the corner. Why not? This one almost goes down off the back of the rim. Rebound taken away. Robinson, or Cunningham rather, kicks it out for Mumford. Mumford, nice stutter step, gets inside, and he'll finish with a left hand. Nice take by Jordan Mumford. 65-51 with 3 minutes to play here in the second half. So get it over for Martin. Martin will step back now. He gets a hit of steam inside, goes up inside, can't finish. And again, he's had a nice second half, 6 points for him off the bench for the senior out of Bluefield, West Virginia. Cunningham, good take, kicks it out to Nicholson, 3-2 strong. Rebound though by Sincere Edwards, he'll kick it out to Cunningham. Now to Mumford, goes for 3, and Mumford has started to heat up here, and all of a sudden it's down to an 11-point game again with 2:22 to go in the second half. We'll be back after this as you are watching the Bevo Francis Classic right here on Video Productions. Lindsey Wilson showing a faint pulse here with 2:22 to go in the second half, trying to keep their undefeated season alive, coming in here at 8-0 on the year. But West Virginia Tech at 3-2 has put on a clinic here in the second half, trailed by 1 at the break, led it by as much as 19 here in the second half. But now that lead has shrunk to 11 as Jordan Mumford started to get hot here. As Braden Chapman gets it over from Martin and whistling a foul on Mumford. That'll be the 5th team foul now against Lindsey Wilson. So it'll be 3 now against Mumford. Again, still 1 more foul to give before Tech will be in the bonus. Lindsey Wilson already in the bonus. It's Haley. Spins in, kicks it out to Chapman. Chapman takes a deep 3. This one online, but too strong and rebounded. Taken away by Edwards. So now here's a chance for Lindsey Wilson. 1:45 to go. They can't have any empty trips from here on forward, though. They need everything to start going their way on the offensive end if they want to crawl back into this. As Nicholson cut off, almost had it stripped by Chapman. Gets it back to Mumford. 10 seconds on the shot clock, and Tex made him use a lot of time here. Cunningham, fadeaway jumper, won't fall. Rebound knocked loose on the floor, still loose, still being fought for. Chapman comes up with it, now lost it out of bounds, and it'll stay here with Lindsey Wilson. Now Robinson will check back into the game, and again, he's another outside threat. Martin will go to the bench. Stanzer will check in. Looked like Martin got a little shaken up on that loose ball. Inbound it to Edwards. Now over to Cunningham. Minute 15 to go. Cunningham into the corner. Nicholson, good look for three. That one almost banked in, but no good. And now Chapman chases it down for the rebound. Closing in on 1 minute to play here in the second half. Get it to Haley. Cutting back in. His Seams gathers it up, and he'll lay it in. And there's an exclamation point on this game, with Seams providing it, and that layup right there could very well be coffin nails for Lindsey Wilson. They now see their undefeated season down to 58 seconds as they're going to be handed their first loss of the year. And West Virginia Tech going to improve to 4-2 unless something catastrophic happens here in the next 53 seconds. Kick it over in the left corner, now over to Mumford. He'll step back, he'll take a deep three. This one won't touch anything and goes out of bounds over to West Virginia Tech. Again, the Lindsey Wilson women's team, along with St. Mary of the Woods women's team, set to take the floor next. Here from Rio Grande University. Again, that game set to start at approximately 2 p.m. Into the corner, Danzer wide open, look for three, and he'll finish it off with a three of his own. Danzer with 7 points, had that thunderous dunk in the first half as well as Cunningham. Goes for three, off the mark. 25 seconds left, shot clock is turned off now, and the Golden Bears can just dribble it out from here, and what a performance they put on here in the second half as they outscore. And now we're going to get a technical foul on Braden Chapman, who apparently had something to say with 12.4 seconds to go. And again, not the way you want to close it if you're the Golden Bears either. Again, you played a phenomenal second half, and Braden Chapman in particular definitely played a great second half. And talking with the official, looks like left things on decent terms. So again, I don't know if there was a gesture or something that was said over there. But again, you understand the excitement if you're West Virginia Tech as well. I mean, you're knocking off a team that's averaged 96.3 points per game, 8-0 coming in, winning by nearly 30 points per game, and you hand them their first loss of the year. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of excitement to it. As Cunningham hit one of two of the free throws. And now we'll dribble out the last 12.4 seconds of it here. Seems will get it into Cole Chapman. As we were saying, again, just phenomenal performance by this Golden Bears club. Again, they outpoint Lindsey Wilson by 16 points in the second half, and they win it going away 70-55 for a huge win for the Golden Bears. And Lindsey Wilson and the Blue Raiders, they take their first loss of this season to fall to 8-1, 4-2 improvement now for the Golden Bears. We'll step aside for a 60-second break and be back to recap things right after this as you're watching the Bevo Francis Classic right here on Video Productions. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd with you. Josh Bowman, our engineer. As we go through some of the final statistics here, let's look and see how everyone finished on the offensive end for both sides. For Lindsey Wilson, again, they were led today by Connor Robinson with 15 points. Julian Cunningham finishes with 13 points. Then you had Jordan Mumford with 9. Davil Jackson with 9. As Barrett Burchett with 3. Olson Nicholson with 4. And Jackson Edwards with 2 points to round out the scoring for Lindsey Wilson. Again, you look at the final shooting statistics. Again, West Virginia Tech was shooting in the 30% in the first half. They finished shooting 46.7%. Lindsey Wilson was shooting 50% at half. They finished shooting 36.5% for the game. Again, three-pointers. Not great on either side, but West Virginia Tech only have one three-pointer made in the first half. They finished 6 of 22, knocked down 5 in the second half, while Lindsey Wilson, easily their worst three-point shooting performance of the year, 3 of 19, shooting just 15.8% from three-point land. And again, turnovers, 12 for Lindsey Wilson, 12 for West Virginia Tech. Rebounding, about even, but West Virginia Tech out-rebounding Lindsey Wilson 35-32 for the game. And on the other end for West Virginia Tech, they were led by Adam Seams off the bench with 23 points. Braden Chapman with 18 points, 12 of those coming in the second half. Thomas Haley with 11 points. Cameron Danzer with 7. Cole Chapman with 7. And Darren Martin closing out the game with 6 points of his own. Well, again, we're going to step aside for a little break, and when we come back here in several minutes, it'll be time for the start of our second game between the Lindsey Wilson Lady Blue Raiders and St. Mary of the Woods Lady Pomeroys. So again, for Josh Bowman, our engineer, I'm Chris Kidd, saying we'll see you here in just a little bit from Rio Grande University as you are watching the Bevo Francis Classic with us right here on Video Productions.